The Rockets Chop Shop is your one-stop shop for all your basketball needs, for highlights, analysis, podcasts. We do it all here at the Rockets Chop Shop. Make sure you hit the like button on the videos that you watch if you enjoy them. Hit the subscribe button to get notifications from all the great drops that we have on the channel. Also, you can visit the Chop Shop merch store and get you some of the swaggiest gear in the Houston Rockets kingdom. And if you want, you can always support the channel directly through donations. And if you want, you can support us through our partnerships with our sponsors. The Rockets Chop Shop is made by fans, for fans, and we're gonna keep rocking and keep dropping that heat.
This is something I know.
What is up, CSGs? Just wanted to give a quick reaction to the game. Rockets just beat the Utah Jazz 128-127 in the overtime thriller where Alperen dropped 37 and 14. Jabari came in and dropped, 24 and 10, combining for 61 points and 24 boards from your front court. Fred VanVleet came in and gave us, let's see what Fred did, a good 18 points, but gave up probably about 30 because Colin Sexton was cooking them. And then Dylan Brooks, pedestrian game, nothing really to, play some good defense and in the closing minutes of the game. So did what he was supposed to do. Jalen Green only had 7 points in this game, only had 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal in 28 minutes. Pedestrian, pedestrian, below average, not really there. So y'all know how I feel about Jalen. No need to harp on Jalen, but with Jabari and Sengun, I think the Rockets need to come to the realization that this team is front court led, right? We're an inside out team. The perimeter players are great, but at this point they're accessories, right? They're accessories to our front court, power forward, and Sengun at center. The quicker the Rockets get to this realization, the better it's going to be for the team. That's where the talent is really concentrated right now, is in those two. And I'm not saying that we don't have talented wings. It's just that when we play inside out, we do better. Every game that I see that Jabari and Sengun both have double doubles, we're likely winning, right? And it's going to be a game that is against some really, really tough big men. You've seen what they did when we played New Orleans. Looking at the matchup here with Walker Kessler, who is a premier shot blocker. Dude had 5 blocks in this game, but Sengun dropped 37 on him, bro. I mean, not all on him. They kind of had a team effort. John Collins got a little bit of it. Kelly O got a little bit of it. Laurie got a lot of it. So there was really nobody on their team that could guard him, and him just like taking turns, just like punking these dudes in the post-ups. And just to goes to show you, as far as some people that have this fetish with certain archetypes of big men. Lauri Markkanen had a decent game. I love Lauri, 22 points, 9 rebounds, just not impactful in the way that you want from a star player. I like him, but I feel like people do overreact to what he brings to the table a little bit as a player. So he's a great kind of supporting kind of third star in your team. Walker Kessler, great defensive anchor for the team, but only 7 points and 10 boards. 32 minutes. I can get that from a lot of centers in the NBA, right? The 5 blocks is a good plus. For them. Overall, the game just kind of progressed onwards. It started off Rockets typical, play good at home, get out in front of a lead, then choke the lead. And that's exactly what happened. And it happened with some bad defensive rotation, some bad plays, a lot of bad rebounding. Now, let's see, the rebounding, usually something that we've been losing lately, 59. So they did out-rebound us 59-56. But if you look at the offensive rebounds, we got them 23-16, which I think those offensive rebounds, especially on that one key play where Sengun was able to get the tip, get the rebound, and then hit dude with the little baby dream shake and get to the rim on a dunk. Those rebounds really, really turned the tides of the game. And I think that that is something that I would love for Sengun to keep improving on. If you guys remember in the previous video, I had said that was one of the gaps he has right now is rebounding. He could average 10 plus rebounds in the NBA right now. It's just a matter of effort. And I don't think it's a coincidence that them having 2 days off, coming home, playing at home, get to sleep in your bed, get rested, results in our guys playing a little better, especially Alp. Now, obviously, we got the Celtics tomorrow. Not sure how that's going to come out. I feel like they're going to destroy us coming off a back-to-back where we went to overtime. But this was a big win for the Rockets. I'm looking at their standings right now for the team. I think this is going to move us up a little bit in the standings in the conference. We were at 12 as of this morning. We are 11th right now. So beating Utah, one game back of them. As of today, right? So the Celtics loss is going to hurt. So this is an important game for the standings. Checking the standings right now, the Rockets are still 11th, and as it relates to their like literal standings, but in the loss column, we should be 8th, right? We only have 21 losses. This loss tonight for Utah gives them 22. So it's just a matter of us not playing as many games as them. And even if the Celtics beat us, that gets us to a tie in the loss column with Utah, with LA, and yeah, so we'll be right there in the mix for the 9, 10, 11 kind of, and the 12th seeding in the West are all jumbled up with each other. But if you look at the Rockets schedule, it gets a little bit easier. So we can kind of hopefully get a little separation from some of these teams. But getting this victory, I told y'all before in another video, was very, very important for the team. But overall, I mean, the game was great to watch, exciting game. There was a lot of kind of mistakes that I think the Rockets made that this game shouldn't be close. One thing I did want you guys to let you guys know, I do know a little bit what I'm talking about. If you remember in the last video I made about should they trade Jalen, there was a chart I put up about the positive shooters when they get wide open shots on the team. The Rockets closed out with that lineup, which is Cam Whitmore, Fred VanVleet, Dillon Brooks, and Jabari, right? Obviously, they didn't end up the game with that because Cam was in, Dillon was in, but Fred, he fouled out, right? Because he was getting cooked. So he fouled out, and then Jabari ultimately got hurt. So you had to bring in Amen and Jalen Green. Now, when Jalen was in there, I was holding my breath, right? I was holding my breath, but they, pulled out the victory, so that was good. So that lineup that closed out, obviously you're bummed out Jabari's hurt because I feel like, this is a great development game for him, and he was doing a lot of great things. The pull-up threes, the defense, doing a lot of great things, and I wish that he was healthy enough to see kind of this stretch of games coming in through. The way he was limping, it looks like he's going to be out for a minute, so that's going to hurt us. Stone still needs to make a move, right? Like I said, as bad as we've been playing, losing all these games on the road, the Rockets are still in the mix for the play-in. With Jalen being a non-factor in these recent games, with a bunch of rookies, a bunch of young guys still learning how to play, we are still in the mix. Rafael Stone, do something, bro. Do something, bro. Get these guys some reinforcements, get them some help so that they can at least have the best foot forward. You don't have to trade the farm or make any big moves, but you can make moves on the edges to bring in some players so we don't have to see the Jayshawn Tates of the world. So we don't have to suffer through some of the minutes of players that we see on our roster sometimes. So when our bench players that we're relying on, that usually teams aren't relying on, a Jeff Green or Aaron Holiday, when they're not feeling it, then you don't have to play them because you have better players in front of them. So once again, I think the team is viable. We just need to make the moves to do that. So Stone, hey, get on it, buddy. We got to do this. But, the performance by Sengun was special. I feel like he is just carving out the reason why he's an all-star, because these coaches, they have to game plan for him. And I'm sure they game plan. Will Hardy's not a dumb coach, so they game plan for him. I'm sure they game plan for him, but they have to know that, man, this dude is a hard cover. And this is something different, right? This is not the same as trying to cover Clint Capella or a Rudy Gobert. This is we got a game plan to stop this offensive powerhouse that this dude is individually. And then when the Rockets can get to the point where they can generate threes out of that, it's going to be special. So in conclusion, we got Boston coming up. If you're hearing this, probably today, right? That's already midnight, actually. Boston's coming up. Obviously, we seen what they did to us in Boston. They destroyed us, emasculated us. So even though it was an overtime game, I do expect our players to respond with some sort of some aggression. Fred, luckily for him, he didn't have to play the whole 50 minutes or however long the overtime would be if he had to play. So that means he gets to rest, right? He got to rest most of the game. So I expect him to be better tomorrow. Dillon, he's still fresh, just played a couple games since his injury and come back. So he'll be getting back into form. We're going to need a lot from Cam Whitmore, from Amen Thompson. Tate is probably going to get some minutes. If Jabari is out, they're going to start Tate. I fear that's going to be the move, is to put Tate in that role, or Jeff Green. I'm hoping Jeff. I would hope that's the move. Put Jeff in that role to start at the 4. Dylan, Sengun, you have Jalen, and then Fred VanVleet. And then, you start bringing in the subs. It's going to be Cam Whitmore, then Amen, and them are going to come in. Celtics may, after beating us bad, trying to think that we're just soft like that. Maybe we catch them slipping on the road when they come on the road to play in Toyota Center. So we'll see. I don't feel confident about the game. They pose a lot of matchup mismatches for us. So, if they win, I'll be happy. If not, then, kind of an expected schedule loss coming off of back-to-back. But, great win for the Rockets. Just underlies what I've been saying. Like, I want to see these kids perform in the playoffs, in the play-in, whatever the high leverage moment is. I want to see that. Those free throws that Sengun had to hit in overtime, those free throws Jabari has to hit in overtime, the awareness that Jalen has to have in those key moments, or lack of. All those things give you data points about whether these guys are the truth. For Sengun to play the way he did in that high leverage of a game that we needed, if I'm a GM, I'm watching that, because my guys that, to me, when I look at guys that are guys, the guys out there, when the chips are on the line, when everything is in the balance, they step up to the occasion. To me, that's the mark of a true star. Can you step up to the occasion? Now, we know some stars that will piss down their legs at this first whiff of adversity. Now, so far, we got kids that want it, right? Even Jalen, to a lesser extent, in certain games, well, lately, not really, but in the past, when the moments are there, he wants to take the shot. Jabari, he wants to take that shot. Sengun, they want to take the shot. None of our guys are scared to get to the free throw line. They're aggressive in those moments. So these are things you want to see. Let's just keep watching and monitoring. Once again, trade deadline, I feel like this team is viable. You're in the mix. Like, statistically, honestly, if you look at 21 losses for the Rockets right now, they are only, if 3 games, right? That's 3 games away from being a 5th seed, right? 3 games away. In the NBA, that's a lot of games, but hey, you might go on a run and a team has a couple bad games here and there, and you find yourself back in the 6th seed. So everything is within grasp, and they're doing this with a bad roster. So Rafael Stone definitely has to step it up. But appreciate y'all. We're going to see what we do against the Celtics. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Keep rocking with Chop Shop, and we'll keep dropping that fire.